BBC London 94.9 FM. I'm Jumoke Fashler. It is 8:51. Now, artists and musicians from the Muslim world get together in London this week to mark the 9th World Islamic Economic Forum. The marketplace of creative arts brings the best and the brightest Muslim artists from around the world together in our city. To tell us more about the artists taking part is the event's organizer and friend of the show, the artist Muhammad Aerosol Ali, and alongside him, one of the poets who's come over from America, Mark Gonzalez. Good morning, gentlemen. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Morning.
So let's talk, Muhammad, first of all, what is the idea? Because I've been calling it, that you're going to be looking at the currency of art. Is that a fair analysis of what's going to be going on?
I think so. There's no doubt. Currency is an interesting word you use because, we're talking about an economic finance conference gathering.
Yeah.
But the creativity is something that's recognized as a key part of that. In fact, it's a festival embedded within an economic kind of finance gathering of people from all over the world, but creativity and the arts being an expression, a form that needs to be supported. It's been recognized as a way that brings about change in society. So, and it's just exciting that such a gathering has a creative festival embedded within it.
And what form will this festival take? Is it about performances or is it about discussions, or what exactly are you planning?
Yeah. It's a fantastic. It's so broad. It's amazing. We've got international artists from all over the world, musicians who are like kind of kora players, sitar players, the oud, poets, film screenings, but workshops where there's masterclasses, developing artists, as well as artists who are kind of masters of their craft from around the world, showcasing poetry, exhibiting their canvas, and all this. It's a really rich kind of performance showcase as well as visual arts. So it's across all spectrums.
And Mark Gonzalez joins us. Mark, I was watching you on YouTube yesterday, very impressed by your take on many things. You're a big supporter, it seems, of the underdog, of saying that these stories need to be told, but they need to be told in a way that explains their humanity. Would that be a fair take on the work that you do?
Yeah, it's interesting putting dog and humanity in the same sentence. Mm-hmm. But in that kind of analogy, I'm a fan of all dogs, and then I have a special place in my heart for the original dogs, meaning the global indigenous. But really, I think when you look globally at human society, that the majority of nations are asking the same questions. They're saying the way we educate ourselves isn't currently working.
Yeah.
The way that we provide and look after or don't look after one another isn't currently working. The way we understand our identity based upon these kind of color-coded passports isn't helping one another. The way we provide for ourselves in a kind of economic structure isn't helping one another. Mm-hmm. So what other ways are there? And for me, creativity is the prelude to all innovation. We're often regulated to the stage space solely, but it's really when you bring in that engine for imagination, dreaming, ideas, writing, scripts, dance, film, that it opens up spaces for new possibilities to be explored. And I think that's the most powerful thing that this forum is doing. It's bringing together global dreamers into one space and saying, have fun. There's more to the human imagination than just reshaping memory, which is important. It's also about what do we want to envision forward.
I think also what you say there, and I know Muhammad does this through his own art, is the idea of breaking the barriers. I love your phrase, global dreamers. I think there's something very important about the word, which you teach. You're a professor, you teach, and spoken word in itself has become this facility giving people a voice, if you like, for their worlds, for who they are.
Absolutely. I think spoken word is giving people a lot of voices, but I think it's also a kind of tendency to sometimes focus on certain generations or certain types will gravitate towards spoken word, and others will graduate towards a written word, and others will gravitate towards a more TED Talk style format. And what I really find is that we're resurrecting the art of storytelling. across societies.
Yeah.
And it's not a new idea, but it is being remixed to ways that our current multimedia generation resonates with.
Yeah.
And then it looks different in different parts of the planet. But at the core, it's really, people are going back to like, what is a story and why do these matter so much to people?
Yeah. Talking of stories, I've been saying all throughout the program, I was in Paris this week, and they have in Paris something which I think is phenomenal, Mohammed, and I would love your comments on this, where there is a series of houses, or it's one huge tenement house that they're about to knock down. And what they did was they allowed graffiti artists to go in and work throughout that house and create unbelievable stuff. They know it's going to be torn down. They know that this art will be destroyed, that it is, transient. It is not a permanent exhibition. How do you feel about that? Do you think that it's really important that that kind of thing happens, where we recognize the transiency of human life?
I think so. I think definitely, we're in a changing society. Buildings come and they go. People come and go in life, the transient nature of the life cycle, I suppose. And through the art that we paint, not to get precious about it, we decorate, we create, it comes down and something pops up even bigger and better. And I think the nature of street art, and what you're referring to is the block being painted with street art.
Yeah,
I think exactly was that. It was evolving, it was kind of and changing and morphing into different things. And so I think I definitely welcome the idea of taking urban spaces like in Paris and taking back the public space, which we as the public should have a kind of ownership of. Why is it that our cities shaped around us, these concrete jungles surround us and often imprison us, but why don't we have any impact on how they look and feel, the places that we use? These are our spaces.
We're running out of time. I wonder, Mark, we've got 30 seconds. Do you have anything you can give us which is, with no swear words, which and if you say no, that's fine, but we've literally got 30 seconds that you can maybe give us a taster of something.
We live between crosses and crescent moons, prayer rugs and cell blocks, prisoners and presidents, hope in a hurricane, hope in a hangman, hope in a hang noose. When our children grow old, their children will call this time we live in the era of wounded dreams, when it seemed that systems openly assassinated imaginations. It's as if no one tells stories anymore.
Wow, what a great way to end the program. My thanks. And of course, this happens this week.
This is Wednesday and Thursday.
Thursday.
It's called the MOCAFest, MOCA, MOCAFest. And it happens at the XL Arena. So it's a free event.
It's a free event.
And you can see more of this stuff on my left here.
I might have to pop along myself. My thanks to Mohammed Aerosol Ali and to Mark Gonzalez. Thank you both for coming into the studio this morning. Lovely to meet you.